Hey, what's up, everybody? Episode 1 of the Bros House is now in session. We are here to discuss the Ghost of Tsushima, PS4 game. I've got my bro here. He's waiting behind the curtain. So let me just introduce my friend. My friend TJ from Tj and Huri is here. He's a high school friend back from Rotorua Boys High School days. He has his own channel, doing really well, doing covers of great party songs that most Kiwis will know. He is here with me to discuss this game. Loves this game, or does he? We'll find out. He has 22,000 followers on Facebook, 23,000 followers on YouTube. 2 videos he has on his YouTube channel are over 1 million views. One at 1.1 million and one at 2.2 million. Let me please introduce you to the bro. Let me send this link. Far out. Technical difficulties. Let's send that out. Beautiful. How's everyone doing today? What's up? Here he comes. So let me introduce to you the man, the myth, the legend, TJ from Tj and Huri. Here we go. What's up, TJ?
What's up, bro?
How you doing, brother?
What's up? Good, man.
I just want to firstly thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming on. Big fan of yours. And the fact that you'd want to come on here and have the discussion with me about this game is truly epic. I'm honored to have you. Thank you, sir.
Bro, it's an honor to be on here, to be honest. I love talking about this stuff, so yeah, man. And it's good to see you too. It's been a few years.
It's been a long time, bro. High school was a long time ago, bro, for both of us.
I know, but it feels like yesterday at the same time. Ugh.
We are coming up. Well, I'm coming up on 30, so high school was 30.
Same here, man.
30s, dirty 30s.
Oh,
Anyway, Ghost of Tsushima.
bro.
Ghost
What a
of Tsushima is a PS4 is the latest and last PS4 exclusive for the PS4, released by Sony, made by Sucker Punch Studios. Just what are your overall thoughts on the game? We won't go into spoilers yet. We'll do spoilers soon.
Okay.
But
Spoiler free for now?
Just your spoiler free for now. What are your
Okay.
overall thoughts on this game?
So,
bro?
like, overall, I'm just gonna say easily top 3 games of this generation. Like, easily. Yeah. Oh, how do I give this away without giving spoilers? I think there's some flaws in the game that it's weird because I would personally give the rating like an 8 out of 10, and I've given other games higher, but I would still call this game of the year.
It's definitely not flawless.
Yeah, no, there's some big flaws, and some of them are like the animations and cutscenes just seem so PS3, and we're getting near the end of the generation, right? And it should be a lot sharper. Some of the textures, a bit meh, but the gameplay, like the fighting, can be a bit, what's the word? A bit just weird, clunky sometimes. But the thing about this game is, I feel like the mistakes are the limits in the technology, as opposed to just lack of care of the game. Like, they just don't care. They've rushed over things. It's more of like, we've sacrificed this area to make it a really good game in this area. So that's where I feel the limits are in the game. But overall, the story, I've heard a lot of complaints about people saying the game's too serious. Like, the story is a bit too meh. But personally, it's like, I love that type of story. Like, it's real, straightforward. We don't need an Inception type storyline every single game. Like, I think we're getting too spoiled with like time traveling and a whole lot of other like weird storylines where we get a straightforward story like this.
Yeah,
it's people just automatically go boring and mundane. But I'm like, no, it's told well. So
and to elaborate on that point, just to give just to give you a point some context, the game is set in feudal Japan. There's a Mongolian invasion happening, and the Mongolians come wreck shop in Japan. You play as a samurai. A samurai. You have to say it like that. Samurai. You have so the Mongolians come. They take over Japan of this island of Japan called Tsushima, and they come wreck shop. And you're part of a small group of about 80 samurai. The first stage is you pretty much go to war with your bros on horse, which is epic, but everyone except for a couple dudes get wiped out. Now, people that complain about the story being too grim and dark, how do you make happiness of that situation, bro? You know, it's an invasion. All your bros get killed.
Yeah.
You wanna hear a joke, bro? This game isn't directed by Taika Waititi, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, bro. Some people just they get too finicky, and they get too critical, I suppose is the word. Critical over things that shouldn't be criticized. The story, obviously, it's not the best story I've ever had in gaming, but it's pretty good. And one thing, because I was talking about this with some other people, just about games in general, a game can have a really good story, but if the game sucks, it's just an interactive movie. And this is a good game. Like the loot, there's a looting system in there, but the looting system doesn't feel like a grind. I've heard they patch things. I don't know. I haven't played since the patch, but yeah, collecting resources and materials doesn't seem like a grind. It just seems like something that just naturally happens. Same with collectibles. I don't know about your experience, but like collectibles to me, like if you play a lot of the newer Assassin's Creed Origins, and the new one Odyssey, or the newer one Odyssey, it just seems really bloated with collectibles for no reason. Whereas there was a lot of collectibles in Ghost of Tsushima, but I didn't feel forced to make them. Like I didn't feel like I needed any of them to have a good time with the game. What else? The fighting mechanics at the start a bit difficult in a bad way, but by the end of it, God, I felt like felt like a god. I don't know.
Just to get back to your point. Sorry, about the looting system. If you don't want to loot, you're not forced to, which is brilliant. If you do want to loot, the game makes it feel authentic. You know, it's sort of nudge, nudge, wink, wink, not forcing you to have to. So if you're someone like me, who I love, when I'm playing a third-person game, I want to control how he looks, why he looks like that. I'm creating little stories in my head of why he looks this way. That's called immersion. And this game, if you are that kind of player, the way that it makes you find different armors and suits or different cosmetics, it's not something that feels grindy. It's just something that feels dope, man. It feels freaking amazing. Combat was something that took me a while, bro, to get used to, and it was frustrating and hard because there's all different kinds of enemy types. Enemies with swords and shields, spears, and then there's the big blokes on steroids, you know? And they're humongous. And there's different stances to tackle these enemy types, which you can unlock as you progress in the game. And at first, you're just getting wrecked, bro. And no one likes dying all the time in a game, but no one likes it too easy either, because then why would you want to keep playing? Why would you want to progress? So this game balances that great, and it balances that amazingly. But yeah, fighting at first was terrible, but like you said, bro, once you crack it, once you figure out how,
super satisfying,
super amazing, and it never got old, bro. It never. You could be 20 hours in. And if you come across some bad dudes, you're not going to go, oh man, combat stink. You always come out like, let's go.
Yeah. Did you find yourself like willing? So I don't know. Are we allowed to? Is it a spoiler to say how the battle combat works? No, I don't think it is.
So just for the
standoff.
The game's been out for a while now, guys. So just before we head into spoilers, if you're thinking about buying the game, just go get it, bro. Just
Trust me,
now.
get it.
Go get it.
So
It's amazing. And
I
we
have-
are in spoilers. No.
Yeah, I have like just on that note, I have like I think most people have this a 3-tier kind of system to decide whether a game's worth buying. So there's like the games you shouldn't buy at all, which are trash. Then there's the games I would buy but on sale, and then I would put Ghost of Tsushima in the third category of buy at full price. Like seriously,
Yeah, for sure.
I really buy games at full price. But this
When
one I
the-
did.
When the marketing campaign was going on and there are trailers and things and gameplay trailers, I was sleeping on this game, bro. I did
Yeah.
not think it was going to be amazing. I was like, it looks interesting because there are 3 things that I like that I would want to play as: a cowboy, clocked it, samurai, amazing, and Viking, which we'll see. But when I saw this game, I was like, it looks a bit whatever. And the trailers were pretty decent. It wasn't until I saw reviews of everyone saying, actually, bro, this game is fully good, fully amazing. And yeah, it was a day one.
Fully dope.
It was a day one.
one.
As soon as I saw the reviews, I sent you a photo of like, bro, this motherfucker is downloading it. You actually bought it first, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
He's right. Let's just pre-order. It's going to be ready in a couple of hours. Let's play it at launch. And the game didn't disappoint, bro.
At all. I didn't. So I suppose we're going into spoilers now, right?
Drop into your spoilers, bro. Let's go.
All right. So in the standoff mode, did you
Explain what
find? So the
explain what
standoff
standoffs
mode
are.
is basically if you are in range of enemies, you can press the up button on your D-pad to force like a old school samurai showdown, where you kind of like you press a button or you hold a button and you let go of the button and you can kind of just do a one hit a quitter. And,
Which sounds a bit meh, but
yeah, but
when you play it, it's amazing.
I feel like I'm not explaining it well enough. You just kind of have to see it. Like, it's really dope. It's so cool. It gets
It's
tricky
very
in the end.
cinematic. It's very
cinematic.
Cinematic, and you feel like that's the kind of standoffish battle that you would see in like a grand scale war samurai epic movie.
Yeah, like he's got his like thing on his katana and he's like pulls it out and kills everyone. And you also get punished pretty bad if you miss it, as I found out.
Which
But
is very easy to do, isn't it? To fail,
easy.
and then
But,
your health drops to like next to nothing.
Oh, almost dead. Did you find yourself though? Back to my question. Did you find yourself like purposely trying to find those moments? Because I did. So like every time you see the button, it's like ooh, do it.
Yeah. I actually started off more as an assassin because my dude didn't have much upgrades. His swords were stink. You know what I mean? They weren't fully upgraded. So I was playing more as if I was playing Assassin's Creed. So I sort of stayed away from standoffs and full up battle because, like I said, I was getting thrown around like a rag doll. Yeah. I was dying heaps. So I wanted to play as more of a ghost. But then once I did figure out how to do it, it became amazing, especially the standoffs. Yeah. And but it's cool that even they progressed in difficulty over time. Like it wasn't just you typing in the God mode cheat and you're amazing. You know, it got eventually harder and harder. And that's what I liked about this game is that you think you're the man, and then you progress, and then you're like, wow, this game just dropped something else on me, bro. Now I've got to, I have to become better when I already thought I was the man. And that's dope, bro. That's what you want. You want like a slow progression of, this is not a word, hardness. That's a word, but I'm saying it wrong. It progressively gets harder, and it feels amazing.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. The bro's just getting his Uber.
Yeah.
Cheer to the Uber. What was I gonna say? So in some games, you ever played like Dark Souls or any of those type of games?
I haven't heard Dark Souls, but I know that there's like a legend or myth behind them that they are difficult as fuck.
Yeah, AF. Difficult AF. We're not trying to get you demonetized straight away. So, let's go back old school. The old God of War games.
God of War was typo.
Yeah, so the boss fights. Yeah, you know how like to get harder, a lot of those games would just increase the HP and the damage that the enemies would do.
Yeah.
and they would call that harder. What I find with Ghost of Tsushima is it makes it harder, but in a way that's not like that. It's not just, oh, let's just give them more, like boost their stats. It's more of like the AI changes and like with the standoff mode, when you first start doing it, they barely try to fake you out, and then by the 20th hour, they're baiting you so hard, or they're like hit you at unexpected moments, and it's like, so the patterns in the AI just change, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love how it's difficult, not for difficulty's sake, but they actually like change the opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got me in the first half, not gonna lie. It's that
Bro.
kind of deal, you know? Like
Yeah, you're like, I've got this nailed.
yeah.
Then you don't.
Once they started faking, I was like, what the freak is going on here? And then even when you like reach different parts of the island in this progressive story type way, enemies get harder as well. There's different kinds of enemies. You start to run into Ronins, and they were hard at first. I was getting wrecked.
I was getting
like,
so wrecked.
I was gonna drop down to easy, bro.
Hey, the temptation to go to easy,
Yes.
I tell you,
Yes.
was there. I didn't,
Yes.
but I was close.
Yes, but then if you were to do that, you would have to hand in your man card. So I didn't do
we
that.
can't.
Trust me.
We don't play
swear.
games on easy.
Swear. Nah, freak that shit.
But even like, yeah, so the Ronin were cool because before that point, on the first island, I suppose we should talk about the islands too eventually. But the first part of it, I thought, oh yeah, I can kill about 15 of these Mongols easy, and then I get to like one or two Ronins and they're wrecking me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mongol mob, hey?
Oh, bro. And then you think, oh, I'm back to the Mongols. They're easy, and then they start wrecking me again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
So, but combat, just as we wrap up on combat, it never got old. But
Never.
there's a few throwables and unlockables that you get throughout the game that make combat even more exciting as it plays out. So you're not just facing harder enemies. You're gaining these different abilities, which make combat more interesting as well. You get like throwing knives, which are called kunai, that you throw
That's
at
so cool.
enemies. You get smoke bombs, and if you throw a smoke bomb, then time stands still, and then you can assassinate everyone in their vicinity if you wanted to. You got black powder bombs, which blow up and they throw shrapnel and everything, and you got you got such a big arsenal by like a third quarter into the game. That's not right. About halfway into the game, where you're doing all these different variety of things in all these different ways of killing people.
Yep.
It just feels amazing. Like every situation you fall into with bad dudes, you're like, I'm going to tackle this differently, or I'm going to stick to my guns and do what I do that works. And
Yeah.
enemies get harder. It's just it just never gets old, and that's what you want in a game that you're going to put so much hours into, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like I'm waiting because they're bound to do it, a new game plus mode. Because I've finished the game, and but I don't want to start a new game and do, because I'm a bit of a completionist myself, and
Yeah.
I'd hate to collect everything again. It's a good game, but what I would like is if they could just reset some of the posts, so I could go back in and like, let's try do it this way. That would be nice.
Which is, I hear you, but
Yeah.
it would be, which is why I think they didn't do it. It would be contradicting the story of the game. So once you wipe out a post and then you liberate a part of something, it would be like, hey, why are they still here on this
Yeah.
encampment when I've destroyed them already? And then it says that the island is liberated, but then they're still there. So I sort of get what you're saying, and I get what the game's doing, but a new game plus I think is a must. I don't want to run around with this much health again and collect everything again. I want a new game plus mode where I've got all my sheet, all my outfits, everything's upgraded, and just put it on the hardest difficulty. I think it's lethal, which you die in like one or two strikes.
I'm down to try that.
I want to try that. I want to walk into this island again, OP. But
Yeah.
if you strike me down once and you kill me,
Yeah.
that's dope, bro.
But apparently on lethal mode, you're also strong. So see, again, they always manage to balance it out. So it's hard, but it's not like it's not hard for hard's sake. Like
Yeah.
there's always a way to get around it. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome.
Combat is awesome, everyone. If you want it, and like I would have days at work where I'm frustrated and I'm like, you know what, I just want to kill some people, not real people because we're not murderers in here, but I want to go into a game and just take my frustration out. And so this game is their game too. You can just jump on it, if everything, if work, and just slice people in half, slice and dice for half an hour or so, and you'll get satisfied. You know, you'll just combat's dope.
It's dope.
21 minutes
unreal.
in, just to say
Yeah.
combat is dope.
But just for anyone who does decide to pick up the game now, just it will be a little frustrating at the start. But trust me, it's dope.
Yeah, and there are certain things in the game that make combat that sort of hinder that experience, which we'll get into later. But
Yeah.
you know, which is one of the flaws. But overall, combat's dope. Let's talk about the setting and the look of the game.
So, at the start I was talking about things that annoyed me, like some of the textures and all that. But despite any of that, it's the most beautiful game I've seen. Like, and it's hard to say. Like, it's not the most graphically intense game I've seen, but just the art style. Like, it would have these. Oh, how would you explain it, bro? Like these big colors, and then it would pop out with some purple or some pink or some white, or do you know what I mean?
The different contrasts of colors that you like, because this game is set in feudal Japan. So if you just think of it in your mind, you can already think beautiful, lovely, that's gonna look great. But the game has different landscapes and different ways of showing you how graphically amazing and beautiful it looks. Like just the way that the wind blows and it picks up orange leaves and blow those around, or you've got white reeds on the ground, and the way they blow is amazing. You know, it's like on the end of Gladiator when you see Maximus Decimus Aurelius, you know, walking through the fields and he's got his hand like rubbing against the reeds there. It's something like that where you'd want to do that, and it just looks beautiful, bro. It's a beautiful backdrop.
And I like there'll be just moments in the game constantly because I've platinum trophied the thing, and I'll talk about that too. Because it was a platinum trophy I got, and I didn't realize I had achieved. So it was just like, you've got a platinum trophy, and I was like, oh wait, what? Because that game gets you lost, but right up from the very beginning to the end, every time I was just like, I can't get over how good this game looks. And got to give credit to Sucker Punch for the photo mode, because I don't know about you, but I abused the hell out of that photo mode.
I thought I was a professional photographer playing with photo mode. I spent ages on it. It was beautiful. It was, and the game lends itself to being beautiful. Like it's just, it's like it's showing off. It's like it's twerking in front of you, saying, "I'm beautiful." You know what I mean? Like you're just like, yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
you definitely are. You definitely are. Keep doing your thing.
No lies detected. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And just the different areas of the map, how they all look different too, like geographically. Like, so the first part is like big open fields and forest. That yellow forest, you know, by the Golden Temple.
Yeah.
Oh, you get that in the afternoon, in the in-game afternoon, and it was just unreal. And then you go to the middle section, and
it's like a swampy, farmy type area, isn't it?
Yeah, but it would pop out with those red flowers. Sorry for all the botanists out there. I don't know what the names of the flowers are, but it was just...
We aren't botanists, bro.
Yeah, bro, we're definitely not. And then, you know, the bamboo, and then up the top, the snow is... the whole game, bro. Best looking game I've seen.
It definitely makes you feel like it's lived in. It looks beautiful, and not even the terrain, like even the buildings look amazing. I don't know about you, but I could figure out a way to climb temples, you know, by using your grappling hook and climbing to the top. And I would just sit there and be like, and just look out over everything and just be like, all these buildings and temples look amazing. This landscape looks amazing.
You just buzz out, eh?
You just trip out, bro. You just like, this is one of the best looking games on this generation.
Yeah, and you know, I've played PC games, and like I said, hard to explain if you haven't played it because it's not the best graphics game. Like there are games that have better graphics, but it is the best looking game I've seen because
Yeah.
the art direction.
And the thing
amazing.
about gamers like me and you, I'm not like a hardcore gamer or anything, but I do appreciate games. Like we appreciate even small things, like like things that would be dumb. So like when you slice and dice a bad dude, and then you can flick your sword. There's like blood that goes onto the mud, and then you're like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Blood is on the mud. Like there's, I know it sounds dumb, but there's little things like that that they just make the game come up in amazingness
Yeah.
in my books.
I think I think it was a whole hour in before I figured you could do that. And
What's that?
when I did it, the swiping the sword,
Uh,
the cleaning the
Cleaning a
sword.
sword.
Yeah, I was like an hour, maybe 2 hours in, and when I did
Yeah.
it, I was like I couldn't stop doing it after every fight. So
The shoulder.
little things
It's not
like
something
that.
that they had to have in there,
No,
but the fact
they
that
did.
they put it in there,
And
and you wanted
what
to
is
do
the
it.
point of it?
It
There
looks
is none.
badass. It looks
That's all the
amazing.
games need more things like that to just feel cool.
Yeah, because you get more immersed. So you would like kill about 8 9 dudes, and then you push a button, you like swipe the that big pad on it, and he would do something gangster like clean his sword, or he'd like flick his sword, and then the blood would flick from the sword onto the ground, and you see the blood
Yeah,
on the ground. You're like, whoa, and then you'd put your sword back into it, thingy my bob. Dope, dope. You
dope.
don't have to do that. Don't have to
No.
do that, but it makes it
Uh
amazing.
yeah, it was good. The other thing, it's not necessarily the graphics or, but it kind of contributes is the lack of HUD, like no map.
Mm.
Um, I
Heads
love
up
that
display for all you noobs out
for
there.
you
Heads
nerds.
up display.
So no kind
Noob.
of, or very minimal stats and displays, but for the most
There's
part,
no
there was
like map or anything on your
uh,
screen. There's no
and
arrows or
so
anything. Tell them how you get around the world. Like
it's it's a
what helps
genius
you
way.
navigate the world. Mm.
It's very genius because the whole game is based on there's this big kind of storm coming, so thematically it fits. Basically, you swipe up on the PlayStation pad, and you get like a breeze that guides you, the guiding winds they call it, to
Mm.
your next destination. And I love it because you're not necessarily forced to look at the map, so
Mm.
you spend more time looking at the actual game, and that's
Mm.
just because to me, I never really thought about that because we've always, most games you play, bro, got a map of some sort,
Map.
and you're
You
always
gotta.
constantly staring at the mini map.
Yeah. Yeah. But with
But
this
this
game,
was the first game it was the first
yeah,
game ever where that wasn't a thing, and I loved it.
where that wasn't a problem. The guiding wind, and they even explained it story wise,
Yep.
how it was like your ancestors sort of showing you where to go. Go this way,
So,
Sakai. And
Sakai, go this way.
it just felt badass. It got a bit hard to read the wind when you're in the
Yeah,
snowy area because
yeah,
everything's white, but
yeah,
you get used to it,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, it
You
was
get used to
tricky,
it.
but I think I'll take that trade off.
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah,
that trade off just for that immersion because I felt I was fully immersed in without the HUDs.
yeah, yeah,
And it looked more like a movie to me, or like a
yeah.
at some points piece of art, bro.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, playing art. You're not just no, beautiful. Sup, Bernard, my man, Bernard Junior, one of my American friends.
Chirka
America.
Bernard,
Sup, brother? Good to see you here, bro. Um, so yeah, looks amazing. The game is. It's not. Yeah, like you
dope.
were saying, it's not. It's not the most graphical achievement. It's not the biggest graphical achievement, but what it does to make you feel like you're immersed in this breathing, living world is dope, bro. It's dope.
Yep. I feel too like it just going on the whole. It doesn't do anything new. This game, like there's
Mm.
nothing innovative. There's nothing kind of like that blows my mind. But what it does do is everything it does it well. So there's no real, even the things you can pick at, the things you think, oh, that's the negatives in the game, would be better than most people's positives. Do you know what I mean? It's
And
just a well done game.
it. I don't want to throw shade at Assassin's Creed lovers or anything like that,
Throw it
but this is
because I love Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed, and the shade needs to be thrown.
this feels like a game that they wish they made, and
Bro.
they've got a lot of historical setting that's their main draw. Is that
Yeah.
oh cool? I'm going to be playing in Egypt, back in the Egypt times. I'm going to be playing in Roman times. I'm going to be playing in as a pirate. That's the best one in my opinion, and all these other types of settings. But this game just manages to make you feel like a samurai.
Yeah,
They
because
just deliver that promise.
I really love Assassin's Creed. I've played every single one, but I have to be real. Like it's getting worse and worse,
Mm. Mm.
and it's getting to the point where the games are getting really big for no reason. It's just
Yeah.
big for big's sake.
Yeah.
And this game to me felt like the Assassin's Creed game I wanted this generation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it wasn't
Like
even
it's
Assassin's Creed.
it's so funny because all these new Assassin's Creed games that are coming out, their settings are something that you'd want to play in. You're like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I want to climb pyramids, or I want to be
I want to
like
be in Greece.
I want to be in Greece as a Spartan. I want to be a Viking. I love that show. Shout out to Vikings, bro. Shout out to Ragnar.
Shout out to Vikings.
I love these different settings, but the actual gameplay doesn't live up to the hype of the setting that they're showing you. And it's like, like I did like Origins, but the only game that I haven't liked, because I've only played from 3, I haven't liked Odyssey. That just feels grindy, but we'll get into that, bro. Like in another video, but
Yeah.
let's talk about the characters. Jin Sakai. What did you?
What do you
How'd you go with? Did you connect to the main character? Did you connect to the side characters? And did the game sell you on these characters and make you like them?
Yeah, Jin was alright. Like he wasn't bad. I just didn't feel. What's the word? I wasn't fully invested into him like I would have been, like say, an Arthur Morgan
Shout out
or
to Red Dead 2, the best PS4
yeah,
game ever
yeah,
made.
yeah, and then
Say it with my
or any
chest.
Kratos.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Like
Kratos
if
was
you
up
just name big characters, like I wasn't that invested into him. I don't
Nathan
know
Drake.
why. He wasn't. Yeah, he was cool. So if you think about the big protagonists of this era, yeah, he was all right, but he was good enough for me because I feel like
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
The big thing about this game is not so much Jin, but it's the world that he's in, and I
Yeah.
think that's the real selling point. I did like Yuna though.
Yeah.
His I don't know what you want to call her.
The thief.
His savior or
Yeah, yeah. She
the
is
thief.
someone that he wouldn't really associate with at the beginning of the game anyway, when he is
Yeah.
fully samurai mode,
Yeah.
But with how I felt with Jin is Jin Sakai is that he is he's very one note. He's very one noted character. There isn't much more to him than what you get in, but that's because of the game setting. I feel you're not going to get him to smile and laugh and sing songs and do all these different things because of the setting. Who would want to jump around and crump when your whole island is getting
getting
effed
wrecked.
up? Yeah. So but I bought the internal conflict though that he was going through.
Yep.
Because he has a great arc. I'm not gonna knock his arc. It's just that the way that we see Jin go through it was a bit, it was a bit flat. But the arc is
Yep.
amazing. So basically, he goes from he's being raised by his uncle, Lord Shimura. You have to say it like that, bro. Lord Shimura.
For sure, bro.
And he's growing up in the samurai way where they are very. If you want to take down your opponent, you have to look him in the eye. There's no hiding behind his back or stabbing him in the back of on the back of the head, or in the back. You have to show him your sword and face him head on. And samurais have that very honor-filled way of fighting, and so he goes from that to something else because he has to switch up his tactics because the Mongols have figured out how to. The Mongols have figured out how to take down the samurai, so Jin has to switch up his tactics and
Uh,
do other
um,
things.
that
Have other ways
internal,
of killing them.
yeah, that internal dialogue too, or with him, I feel like it kind of gets a bit negated by some of your in-game actions. So you know you can. So they say you can play like either like a full-on honorable samurai, and or you can play as the shadow. And so there are times where I've purposely played as like an honorable samurai, and
Mm,
then it'll go to a cutscene and he's talking about his uncles saying, "Hey, you shouldn't be like this," and I'm like, "But I wasn't." But the
mm,
cutscene would be like, I have to do it to save my family. Like,
mm.
so in the cutscenes, it's saying that I'm playing as the shadow,
Yep.
but in the game, I'm actually playing as the samurai. And so there were those moments to me. They were kind of a bit like, ugh, it's another like kind of iffy area I felt.
Mm.
But overall, it didn't detract. But there were just some weird moments like that where you'd be like, or you'd be like fighting head on like a samurai's supposed to, and then the cutscene,
Samurai.
or there was another thing I didn't like, and it's to do with the story, the forced stealth missions.
See,
I
yeah, that's where they're trying to go story wise. Is they of course they got to make you go stealth because
Yeah,
that's the
and I
that's the
get
arc
it,
of the game. Yeah, yeah.
but it's just like do I have to?
Like the
Um,
mission where you poison everyone.
God, how many times did that take you?
No, just the once, bro.
Just the
Uh,
ones you reckon,
but
eh?
it took me ages though, just because I was just hiding like a little bitch, and like, "Oh, I don't want to get caught, bro. I don't want to get caught."
Because I had been playing like real ruthless up until that
Yeah.
stage,
Oh,
and
okay.
then I was like, oh, I've forgotten how to do the stealth things.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah.
And I
Um,
just kept getting busted. But yeah,
freaky, bro.
so
Yeah. So, but his arc going from should I be loyal to my uncle? Like, what's more important? Is it the samurai way, or is it ridding Tsushima of these evil people and saving them? But then,
yeah,
what's cool about his arc is that when the game does make you go ghost, turn you into the ghost, and you're trying to save everyone by using these ghost tactics, is that some of the people are scared of you. Your legend starts to grow, so the
yeah,
game reacts to what's happening, and then you yourself are like, am I doing the right thing or what? Like because people are scared of you, like, oh nah, you're the ghost, freak out of here, bro. I don't want to see you, bro. They don't talk like that, but you know what I mean? Yeah,
if
it's
they were from New
brilliant, bro.
Zealand, that's how they'd talk.
Stop doing that, bro. What are
Oh,
you doing,
Bill.
bro?
Oh, that's not even on LG.
Shout out to New Zealand, bro. I can't wait to come back. Anyway,
Hey, let's
yeah,
go.
but
Um, what about the part? So one part I really enjoyed was yeah. So when he poisoned the enemies. Hey, which poisoning were you talking about too? Because
the one where you sneak in and you poison the whole encampment before the bro f's off,
before he murks them, yeah. So that
and then you
part
fight the
there,
other bro.
and because your uncle tells you not to do it, eh?
Yeah,
Is that
but then as Jin, you're like, but you're just like
yeah,
throwing away us other fighters' lives.
yeah?
You're not
Because
getting
that
anywhere.
because I thought in my mind when I had done that, I was like, that's right, up yours, uncle. I knew how to do this. And then when you find out later that the Mongols have learned how to use the poison that you
Yeah,
made, bro, I felt so stink for the rest of the game.
me too. Me too.
And
When you start Act 3 and you head to the top of the island, and that's where the snowy landscape is, and like it's all snow, and you're like a bit wrecked, and then like the wind opens up to the villages the village is being set ablaze on fire and everyone's dead, and you start to realize that they took my ghost tactic using the poison and they've used it and switched it on us, and now because of what I've done, these people I'm trying to save are wrecked basically because of me, bro.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great arc. That's great storytelling.
And that's what I say to, like, that moment there is one of a few examples I can give to people who say the story is too straight, too boring, too serious. When you have moments like that, it's like, no, that's a question of morality, of like what's right and wrong in this case. So
I've never seen a samurai be a clown the whole time, you know? Yeah, they have funny moments, but not when they're getting destroyed, bro.
So
Keep it
yeah,
apart.
no, Yuna was cool. The Nori, Nori,
Norio.
Norio, the monk.
Yeah. He was great.
He was cool. I liked him. He was like, yeah, no, I'm a priest, but I'm gonna whip your, you know.
He had a great story arc, and the thing about the side characters, let's talk about them now, is that the side characters have side missions, you know, and
Yep.
there are games out there with side missions that are terrible. Hey, bro, can you go walk 3,000 meters that way and pick up my cup, please, bro, and bring it back to me? I hate, but anyway, these side missions in these games actually build on the story. They build up these side characters. They create arcs for these side characters that make you like them or make you hate them. But the fact that you're feeling some way about them is doing its job, I think.
Yep.
So these side characters and these side missions you don't have to do them, bro. It's up to you. You can just do the whole thing, just main missions, and not really know what these guys are up to in their own little arcs. But this game, if you do want to, which I want to. They're like great payoffs, bro. They have great arcs, and it's emotional, and it keeps you in, and then you start to like them or hate them depending on who they are, whatever. And it's beautiful, bro.
Oh, I love it, bro. And the whole story of like the two older samurai, the what's his name?
Ishikawa.
Sensei Ishikawa and Masako Adachi. That's it.
Masako. Yeah. They were great
Like,
too, yeah.
Their stories, and like say with like Masako, her whole family gets wiped out, and then you're trying to get vengeance, and then you and Jin and her end up in a fight.
Yeah. Dope.
Because that's dope. And then she realizes what she's done is wrong, and then she's like, okay, well, let's fight these other dudes because I'm being playing up.
Yeah.
I just love it. The other thing I love too, and it's a bit gameplay, it's also a bit story. Bowing the bowing mechanics. So on the
you can push a button and bow, bro.
That's mean. But some of the dead bodies.
It sounds dumb, but
it's actually so, like, within the context of this game, it's mean. I promise you, it's mean.
Yeah.
So
I've started bowing a lot in real life now.
Yeah. Oh, coronavirus too. Social distance. Gotta do that.
Yeah.
But he'll bow to certain characters that are dead on the ground, and he'll say like a short eulogy or something. And I just thought, wow, those are cool. It just adds like immersion to the game, adds like more depth to the world, and that's something this game really does well.
They could have said in the pitch meeting, "Hey, should we have our man bow? It just as a whatever." And then someone could have said, "Nah, that sounds dumb." The fact that they put it in there and it's not dumb, and you can bow to pretty much anything. Like, you could waste 10 people, and then as a sign of respect, you can bow to them. Or if you see like a statue, sometimes you can see statues that interact with you. So if you bow to something a bit weird, sometimes frogs or something, or mosquitoes or bugs, something will
Bro,
fly
that was
everywhere,
so
and you're like,
cool.
you don't have to put that in there, bro. But they did.
That was
It's
so
amazing.
cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, just to go back on that, we didn't even talk about the birds and the foxes. Like,
Birds and the foxes, yeah. So
Like-
when you're traveling around the world, birds and foxes come out and they lead you to something. So if you're interested and you're running around and you're like, oh, there's that bird that shows me something cool. You can, if you want to. You can follow it and earn something cool, or you can be a dick and not follow the bird. Why would you not? Why would you not follow the bird? Follow the bird.
Why would you not follow the bird?
bro?
Trust me, it's cool. It's worth your
And
time.
like
There's
it
always
doesn't
something
force
cool.
you, but it's like a distraction.
Yeah.
But not in a negative way.
Yep.
It's a welcome distraction. Because you're like, oh man, I'm so angry. I want to kill these Mongols. Oh, a pretty bird. And
Oh,
then,
look, there's a fox. Go run.
and then you just go follow the bird and you get some like cool cosmetic item. You're like, shit, yeah. Now I'm going to wear this cool ass hat or this cool ass headband or
Let's go.
like a sword
Covering.
cover. I'm not a samurai, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, neither am I.
Sup, Elijah?
Church Elijah.
Cheers, Elijah.
They want to buy this game. You should buy the game. Trust me. You should buy the game.
You can. No, you can't borrow it off me because
I bought it. I bought it digitally, so sorry.
Me too, bro.
But
sorry, bro.
Go buy the game. Support the game developers. Honestly, it's a really good game. Yeah. So back to the story. I liked all the to be honest, I liked the side characters. Actually, I wouldn't say I liked. I was more invested in the side characters than Jin. Like, in a weird way. It wasn't not in a bad way because I felt like with Jin, we knew what he was trying to do from the get go, but these side characters, I was like, oh wow, it's a new thing. Say Ryuzel, the guy who betrayed you.
That piece of shit.
Yeah, he is a piece of crap. But the story, like I was invested in that, and I think I was just
for sure.
Yeah, I just felt more invested in those side quests. I think because there were such good side quests, because like you said before, it's very rare we get good side quests in games. So I think I was more invested in it because of the novelty of how good the side quests were.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because sometimes you would do all the side quests up to a certain point. You're like, damn, like I have to like reach a different point in the game before I can unlock more side quests. So that was a good push too. But but just the fact that they made these side quests interesting and that they made them just like you were like rushing to play them because not just the stories were interesting but the characters as well. Norio was amazing, but I think he was him and Tucker. Shout out to Tucker. These side characters were dope, bro.
Oh, Tucker.
Oh, man.
Got me in my feels, that one. It got me in my feels. I was like, I was not ready for that. And Okay. I think we should.
But there are other games that have done side quests well. I haven't played The Witcher, but I can respect that it has a big legend and everyone loves it. Apparently those side missions are amazing. Red Dead 2 had some pretty dope side missions as well.
Some of the best side missions I've ever played.
Yeah.
But what I will say about Ghost of Tsushima's side missions that are different to most other games is that the ending of the side quests weren't necessarily good, like good as in a good outcome. Like a lot of the times, like you'll be trying to save a character, and the character just dies. Like, you know what I mean, bro? And you're just like what? Wait, they died?
What do you mean this man's wife and child died and like could have saved them? The friend, he's like, I'm the Ghost of Tsushima.
I'm supposed to be able to save them. And so you're always left with this kind of like, wow, that's the reality of war. People just die sometimes, no matter what you do.
Can't save everyone, bro. And that's another shout out to them because making that interesting is you're not just this OP dude running around.
Nah, you're very real. Real in the sense of like bad things happen to you, even if you're the main dude.
Yeah, bad things are happening around you and you can't save everyone. That's dope. Not in the real world setting. I wish everyone could be saved, but in this in the game,
no, but it's amazing. It's dope because it deals with real, like, because that's a real world problem. And you would think it's definitely a problem in war.
Imagine how firefighters feel and policemen.
Yeah, people just die, and like, so what you end up fighting for in these missions. So he's like, okay, that person's died, but how am I going to make it right? How am I going to at least leave things in an okay state for either people to mourn or get vengeance? Things like that. Yeah. So, that's what I love about the side quests in this game.
Side quests are dope.
Yeah, you should play Witcher.
If you're gonna play the game, Do the side missions, otherwise you're gonna sell yourself short.
Yeah, hard.
That wraps up side characters. We've done combat, the way it looks, Jin, side characters. Want to talk about Lord Shimura a little bit? Want to talk about the ending?
Do you want to go there now, or do you just want to talk about him as a character?
Okay, the last
Up
one.
to you.
Character.
So how did you end it?
Oh, we're gonna go there. Okay.
Oh wait, I'm gonna go there.
No,
We're gonna go to the character.
Character. We'll go character first.
I thought he was cool. But also there's a little part of me that despised him, but in the same way that Jin would have despised him. So I feel they did a good job in that sense. But yeah, that ending, bro.
They set him up great too with they set him up with flashbacks and him teaching Jin. Okay, so in the beginning of the story, this small spoiler, you find out that Jin's dad is like a full-blown samurai, and Jin's dad, when Jin was about, I don't know, he looks about 12, 13, he's having a duel with someone, or he's going through a battle, and but he gets killed, and you're sitting there watching, and you're feeling like, Jin, far out, I want to help, but Jin would have probably get wrecked. So Jin watches his dad die because he's
sad.
a scared bitch, which is fine. You're 12, and so his uncle takes him into his family, and he raises him, and he shows him the samurai way, and he shows him what's up and how to fight and all that sort of stuff. So his uncle basically raises him and shows him the ways of the dragon. But then there's a conflict towards the middle of the game which separates them, which, yeah, you can probably debate either side, who was right and who was wrong, which is very dope. That word's been used a lot today. Dope.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
But yeah, what I love how, so when you're playing as, it's a little bit of a spoiler, anyone watching now, the ghost, when you start doing ghost things, like the first time you sneakily assassinate someone, it shows a flashback of him, and you kind of mentioned it, but it shows a flashback of him saying why that's dishonorable, and then he'll do another thing, and he's just like, oh well, I guess I've broken that one too. So I like that element of the game.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
And it's just the way it sets up his character arc. It asks you, the player, the question: should you choose honor, like an honorable way of dealing with these people, over just getting rid of them?
Yeah.
Do you choose honor and code over your blood family? It's like, I mean, to us, nah, bro. But
far no first, because
yeah, for sure. Even though you want to punch some of them, but
hey.
we won't get into that.
That's another quarter.
Yeah, for sure. But the way that it sets up that whole thing is, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm just gonna keep saying dope. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch, and it's a great arc to go through. It's great.
Yep, and just the whole, because you end up saving him in the first act from prison.
Sup, Rail Circle? Thank you, brother. You're amazing. I see you, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Shout Rail Circle.
I've seen you heaps on Twitter and that, and on other YouTube videos, bro. You are the man, bro. Thank you, sir. Thanks for popping in. You're the man. Sorry, TJ.
Nah, cheers to Rail Circle. I can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so the first act where you save him, but the way you saved him wouldn't be a very samurai way, so to speak. Samurai. And just that interesting dynamic that him and Jin have every time Jin does one of these things. Like when he went to go get that Mongolian weapon to this was in the second act, to get rid of the boats for that person to leave the country. Do you remember that bit? Just the fact that he was like, no, we can't do that. It's better to just die. And then Jin's like, nah, bro. So
The
just that
freak?
interesting dynamic. But
Yeah.
you can tell right up until the end, they love each other, like in a
Yeah.
very like
Yeah.
uncle or almost father son, eh? As you
It
find
made me
out.
think about how I view my uncles, and
Yeah,
just a little pop behind the curtain. I freaking love my uncles, bro. And
yeah, bro.
even if we did fight or did have a disagreement, there was always, of course, be love there, even though I wasn't even brought up with them. But still,
Yeah,
like as Lord
yeah.
Shimura raised his nephew. But yeah, that it just makes you
I
think
felt
about
that.
your, yeah, of course, yeah, because I'm very close to my uncles. My uncles are awesome,
Yeah.
and it just made me think like just in my own head, far out. If I
Do
had
what you
to,
had to do.
could I? Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna
So
play through
let's
that vicariously through this game then.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, let's get to it. This is a huge spoiler. What did
Okay.
you choose
Hang on. I just
for
want to make
him?
a shout out to my dad, actually, stepdad, my dad, who I love very much, Joe Thompson in the chat. Love you, Dad. Thanks for popping in, my man.
Shout outs to the old man chair.
Yeah, the old man. Shout out to Pops in the chat. Yeah. He's probably never played a PS4 game in his life, but he's here. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
he's
what's
here to
up.
total, and that's the
Total.
main thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
ironic that your dad's coming in the part where we were talking about Fano in the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, thanks,
That's
Dad.
cool,
Love you
actually.
heaps. Shout out to you. What did I choose? Hang on. Before we get to that, I feel like we should. Did you see that ending coming? Did you? Okay, so
Mm,
one of the flaws of the game, I think, was that I could see that ending coming
yep,
million miles
million
off.
miles away. The same
Million
here.
miles off.
And for those people who were talking about the story not being the greatest, that would be a definite like win for them because I could see it almost immediately, like almost like Act Two, kind
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
even earlier. I was like,
yeah,
this is going to lead to a showdown between the two.
yeah.
But was I ready for the emotional impact? No.
Mm, mm.
Like even
You
though
can
I
see it
knew it was
coming,
coming, it
but was it
still
going to
hurt.
be emotionally impactful as it was?
Yeah,
You couldn't have guessed that because, well, you probably could, but the way it came across to me was brilliant. It was
yeah.
oh fuck, I don't know what to do, man. Yeah,
Because
so
you knew it was coming, and even within the game, there were hints of Jin kind of knowing something was going to happen like that. Like he wasn't completely shocked because he knew what he was doing when
yeah,
he went and sacked those people the way he did.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You knew what you were doing, bro. This is your bed. You got to lay in it, but he did it for the greater
of
good.
what
But
he thought
then
was the greater good.
it wasn't that great later on. But so yeah, you have a showdown with your uncle because of your conflicting views of how things are going down, and
Can you
yeah,
just say
you
though,
have
the way that played out was amazing. Like the
the way
actual last scene.
all
Yeah,
the jewels.
yeah.
But yeah, this one in
Uh,
specific, yeah, beautiful.
but the scene itself, it was just like
Mm,
it's back to where he belongs, his home. Nice peaceful
yeah,
scene.
that was where that was where they were training. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, fuck.
and then
Yeah, you have this big battle, this big back and forth, and then there's a spoilers. There's a choice you have to make. Do you kill your uncle honorably, or do you walk away
as the ghost.
as the ghost? I think you still walk away as the ghost in both, but
Nah, I like in front of him as the ghost.
yeah, yeah. I chose I chose to kill him.
Same.
I chose, and the
What's your
reason why
reasoning?
is because, and I was there for like a while too. I was like, fuck. Just looking at the screen with the two choices on screen, like, fuck,
I had to pause the game. Yeah.
fuck, let me go have a quick cigarette, bro. Don't smoke. I don't know. Fuck. Damn. And so I chose to kill him in an honorable way because he was still the honorable person. I wasn't honorable,
Yeah.
but this death isn't for me. This death is for my uncle. My uncle. Shout out to my uncle. So I killed him for that reason, and the dialogue exchange between the two while he's killing him or while he stabs him is like beautiful stuff.
Oh,
It's almost it's like it's gut wrenching, not
rip
quite
your
tear
heart out.
inducing, but it's
pretty close.
sad enough. It's sad enough.
Yeah.
I haven't had a great ending that made me like that since Red Dead. Shout
Yeah.
out to Red Dead. But
Shout
no,
out to
yeah,
Red
great ending. You chose that ending also, yeah?
Yep, similar reason. I was like acting the hell up in that game. Um, just sassing people, just like doing all kinds of nasty things. And then I thought about it because I was like, selfishly, I would want him to live because I'm like his family. But then I was like, nah, because then that dishonors his name, and I know how much he cares about his name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kill him for him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what I was not expecting was that dialogue that you were just mentioning. That
Great dialogue.
I was like the whole as my I will honor you as your son, and I'm like what?
Yeah.
Because
Look
because
for me in the look for
in
me
the
in the
afterlife.
next life. Oh, fuck.
Because if you
You
remember
don't
that,
even know if the afterlife is a real thing, and you still. Oh man, that's stupid.
bro, like there was a scene where you have a flashback of Jin being a kid, and he's by the river, and then his uncle spots him, and he's like, "Oh, we've been trying to look for you." Because this is when before the stealth mission where you're trying to go back into the castle to give your uncle a message,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's like, so the flashback is Jin's at the river, he escapes, his uncle finds him, and then Jin's talking about, it's like if you have a real kid, like a kid that's your own kid, I'm just gonna be like left to the, like who cares about me? And he's like, nah, you're still my, as far as I'm concerned, real son. And then just to
Yeah.
have that last scene play out where, nah, actually, yeah, you're my son. I was like, oh,
Because
feels,
because
feels.
at the end of Act Two, he's like he wants to adopt him and bring him into the Shimura clan, but
Yeah.
then Jin does some things and he's like, and then his uncle's like, yeah, nah, not anymore, eh? After that whole kerfuffle.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
to see that there was an actual, like, even though I don't agree with your ways and I'm dying right now, just before I go, bro, just keep it a buck. You're my son.
Boom, like that.
And
Yep.
so I did that ending and then roll credits. And but I wanted to look at the other ending, so I looked it up on YouTube.
Same here.
And that was weak, bro. That was a weak ending in my opinion. That was just a nah, I'm not gonna kill you. Puts his mask on, gets the freak out of there. I'm like,
But you know
where's
what?
the emotional heaviness to that?
That goes in line with him being the ghost. Like if he's like the ghost, it's like, you know what? I fully sold out to this life now. So I'm not even gonna honor
Yeah.
you. Later, Bolt. And so I feel like I'm glad I
Yeah.
didn't pick
Yep.
that ending, but I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And like
man,
it just didn't pack the same emotional punch as the aforementioned ending.
and then what? And then the first scene after that, it's that storm, and you end up in that shack with Yuna, talking about there's still more to do.
Yeah.
So, from what I've read, because that storm took out the Mongols in this game, right? That storm, and then you end up taking on the Khan. That's a good boss fight, by the way. That's just something I forgot to even mention.
That was tough, bro. That was a
Yeah,
tough one for me. I
yeah, it
died at
was.
least 7 times
Yeah, I died. Yeah, I can't remember how. Actually, I
on
died a few,
normal.
but I
Yeah.
had figured out how to stealth it. Or not stealth it, but I had figured out how to use all my resources to kill him.
I
But
was
anyway,
low on everything. I didn't stock up. I was just like, nah, freak it.
I was that dude. I was like, I feel like this is a boss fight, so I'm gonna stop. So there was that. Historically speaking, the Mongols invaded twice and were kicked out by a typhoon twice. So
Yeah.
the
Shout
way
out to the
the
typhoons,
ending
bro.
was, shout outs to the typhoons. Um, Low key, that's where they got the term kamikaze from the two typhoons. Yeah, that's
There you go.
just something random I learned. But
Things
what I'm trying to
things
say
you
is,
didn't know.
ching.
Little
The
signal.
thing I'm trying to get to is, so the ending of this game with Unit, it kind of like leaves open for sequel. because historically speaking, there was a second typhoon, and it would be
Yep.
awesome to see if that's where the game goes, or if it just
Yep.
stops there. I'm happy.
Yeah, like of course I'll be excited if they announce a second one on the PS5. Dope, can't wait for sure. If they don't announce the next one and they just say no, that's it, that's the end, that's fine.
One and done.
But story wise, I think it's left the door open, and now the Shoguns are after him as well.
Yeah.
So like that whole thing, plus another invasion, someone else on a different part of Japan. That could be
Ooh,
dope
it could
stuff,
be sick.
especially on the PS5 hardware. That'll be
Oh,
sick.
bro.
Are you
Bro,
are
that'll
you
be
are you,
sick.
are you gonna get a PS5 day one or?
I'll see on the price.
That's
You
a big
know?
red flag. Their price, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that they haven't announced it yet, I'm getting a bit worried.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it is what it is. I'll definitely get one. Whether I get one day one or like year one, that's another question.
yeah. True.
But
Yeah. There's not enough games for me releasing at launch for me to justify buying one on day
Yeah.
one, and they'll probably come out with another one in 6 months that have like a different something. So
Yeah.
I'll just tie whole at the moment.
Because the thing is, there's still a lot of dope games coming out on PS4 that
Yeah.
and I know they'll keep making games for PS4 because that's just how they do it. It's a good year or two before they finally transition to just PS5.
Yeah, yeah. They just announced some games over the weekend coming to the PS4. Their Gotham Knights game.
Bro, that
But anyway.
looks sick, eh? What do you think on that? Just based on the previews. So I'll tell you the Suicide
Go.
Squad game. I don't have any opinions on that because there wasn't enough in-game footage. But the Gotham Knights, I don't know, it looked cool. Interesting storyline with Batman being dead from the very get-go.
Spoiler alert. First of all, we all know
Oh,
he did.
Yeah.
That's
That's
another
what I
one you
was
can see
thinking.
from-
I
yeah.
was like, he's not dead. They're tricking us.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'd just be interesting to. It's turned into an RPG. I don't know about that because have you played the other Batman games?
Yeah, but yep, for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't finish Origins.
Nah, neither did
But
I. But yeah,
What's up,
it looks
Dylan?
alright.
How you doing, brother? Yeah, D Gisa. He's a bro from work. Shout out to you, bro. Is it your last night tonight? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Last
so
night.
I just seen Gisa's comment about Gotham Knights isn't part of the Arkham series. So the Suicide Squad game is, but it isn't made by the same dudes. But the Gotham Knights game is made by the same dudes who made the Arkham Knight series, but it's a different universe altogether.
I think I've
So-
got a cross-eye. All right, so hang on, Bev.
But yeah,
I definitely
that's
want to touch
that.
on these. But Ghost of Tsushima, if you haven't played it, go buy it. It's amazing. It's awesome. Looks good. Combat never gets old. Stories are good. Side characters are dope. Go get it.
It's the last PS4 exclusive that's made
Last
from a
PS.
Sony company,
Yeah.
and I
Shout
think
out to William
that's
Perry, bro.
it's a good way to end
bro.
it.
I love you, bro. You're the man. OTG on that gua. Shout out to you, bro.
Shout outs to him.
Yeah, good game. But yep, we can end on some game news topics, bro. I'm keen.
Yeah, just
Let me keep it a buck, bro.
about this Gotham Knights.
I want to start with Suicide Squad, with this
Yeah.
Kill the Justice League.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Because you're a big DC fan, eh?
Miss me with this game, bro. I don't want another eight. How many times do we have to make Superman evil in a game, bro?
I'm over it, eh?
If you couldn't tell by the little background there, Superman's my favorite superhero, bro. We haven't had a good Superman game in
Ever.
existence. Well, like, and I'm talking like you can call Injustice a good game for sure, but
But that's a
straight
fight
up,
game.
Bernard, straight up, bro. But that's a fighting game, and he's evil. And, okay, evil Superman. All right, let's do that once. Okay, let's do that twice. And so when DC Fandom was coming up, I was like, oh, we're about to get some Superman news, bro. Okay, oh, there, because he's on the cover. He was on their fan art of the DC of the Suicide Squad game. And he's evil again, and I don't like that. And this game can eat my toes, bro. I don't
Bro.
want to see this. Of course, I'm gonna keep an open mind about it, bro. If the gameplay looks good, then okay, I can put aside. I'm not saying I would never ever play this game and go out and don't play this game. I'm not gonna do that, bro. But just my thoughts first of all. I'm so pissed off, bro, that they made Superman evil again. Well, I thought it would have been interesting when I saw the Suicide game. I'm like, oh, cool. The three people that wanted this game are getting their game. Sounds dope. Suicide Squad game. Miss me, bro.
Bro,
But
yeah.
but but what would have been more interesting for me is that you play as an evil Suicide Squad taking on a good Justice League. We haven't had Suicide Squad be evil since they've started coming out with their movies and that sort of stuff. Like it would be more interesting for me if the Suicide Squad were evil and the Justice League were good, and Suicide Squad are trying to take them out while they're doing their good deeds. That sounds amazing. I'd play that. Cool, for sure. But the
Yeah.
fact that Superman's evil in this, and he's probably controlled by Brainiac or something, it just sounds a
Yep.
bit.
Meh.
Meh.
This sounds meh.
It sounds.
No,
meh.
I feel
I don't know how
you
it's a continuation with the with the Arkham series. I'll get back to you because Deadshot was white in the past games. Now he's black. I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing. I'm just like, is it a continuation? Like, is someone else taking the role of Deadshot? Whatever. It's all neither here nor there. But at the moment, I wasn't excited for that game, bro. They try to Boomerang can teleport now, bro.
Yeah,
Keep it up,
that
bro.
seems weird, eh?
That's not your power, bro. Your
It's
power is
not his
throwing things
power.
real good.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
bro. I've been ranting on.
no, that's okay because I feel like it's something DC in general has been getting wrong lately. Is just sometimes it's okay to just have a straight story. Do you know what I mean? Like, just let Superman be good. Like, it's not hard
Truth,
because I think people feel like, oh,
justice.
Superman's so strong, he can just wipe them all out. Just let him.
That just seems like a cop out for people that can't come up with good Superman stories. There's heaps of
Yeah.
good Superman stories where
Yeah.
he's
So
the Supes that we all know and love, but because he's a bit too
let me
powerful.
tell
Let's
you,
do something different with him. It's a cop out, bro. I hate it. I'm sick of it.
would you, bro? Because do you remember that series Smallville? It was like that drama series about.
Do I remember Tom Welling's chest?
Yeah,
Yes,
you know,
bro.
you know what I'm talking about. How is it that like a drama story around Superman in his teen years is better than all of the DC movies and games that they can do on Superman? Because it's not even a serious. You know what I mean, eh? It's not a serious
Mm,
take on Superman. Yet they've nailed Superman's character in the comics better than the
mm,
games and the movies.
yep. Take
So,
away the fact that Tom Welling didn't want to become Superman because that
nah,
wasn't the story. That's fine. I
nah,
can live with that. Take
yeah,
away that it's definitely an Elseworld story. Like it's not main canon. It's an Elseworld.
nah.
That's
It's an
fine. But
Elseworld story.
the way that they portrayed Clark and how he learns and grows from his values from his different fathers is dope, bro.
Like, so the potential to have a good story in Superman is there. Like, the Japanese have done it with Goku. Goku is not Superman, but he's really overpowered, and they've managed to make stories out of him. I don't know why they can't make stories out of Superman in the West. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
it's there. They just need to do it. So I'm fully with you, bro.
yeah. So
Evil Superman just seems like a cop out.
like Mr. Bernard Jr.'s comment here, like you're telling me Rocksteady chose to make a game about Suicide Squad versus Justice League, then a Superman open world game, bro? Miss me.
Bruh, miss
Amen.
me.
Amen, sir. For
Amen.
sure.
And
They didn't even announce a Superman movie, bro. Fuck. The
like, come on,
disrespect. They need to get off the Suicide Squad's and
rocks.
Batman's level. Yeah, for sure.
Let's use multi words so we don't get demonetized.
So we don't get we cracked the code.
YouTube can't understand either. It's not
There's gonna be someone who like, what does laho mean? Oh, you sneaky buggers.
you sneaky bastards over there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nothing for soups. Definitely, it's sad, bro. It sucks. Gotham, yes. Harley Quinn's voice could probably get real annoying real quick, bro. If that was a 2-minute, 3-minute trailer where she was talking,
yeah.
I don't want to hear that voice for 30 hours, bro. It will
Oh,
annoy the freak out
do
of
you know
me.
what? Now that you put it that way, neither can I, because I didn't mind her voice. I was like, it's just the trailer. But 30 hours, yeah, nah, never mind.
It could be interesting. I mean, just right now, I'm just venting because I'm still butthurt that Superman's not getting any love and they made him evil again. But of course, if I see more gameplay in the future, I can have my mind changed. But right now, miss me.
Anyway, we
Yeah.
should definitely talk about DC fandom maybe on another podcast, or because I'll be keen to talk about that.
Okay. Okay, for sure. Yeah. Let's end this one. Start a new one. No.
If you want to, or we
I'll
could
just
just
come
keep,
with a
or
new.
we could just keep talking. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just keep talking.
All
But
right,
Gotham.
part two. Like,
I might probably just click out and do another video just so people are like, oh, what's going on here? I should have edited this one, but all good.
do you want to
Gotham.
end this video then?
Hang on, let me speak about Gotham Knights.
Oh yeah,
We've had 4 Batman games, pretty solid all around.
pretty good
I
game
think
to be honest.
I think Origins is the weaker one to the fans. Is it Arkham Origins? Yeah, the
It's
one
a weaker
that,
game, but it's still a good game.
That's what I was saying. It's a weaker game in the world of in a group of great games.
It's
They're
the
all great.
GTA. It's the GTA 4 of Batman games. So GTA 4
Yep.
isn't a bad game. Just
Yep.
compared to the other ones, it's yeah.
It's the Predator 2.
Yes.
It's the Predator 2.
Yep.
Not a terrible movie. You know, it's got some great 90s things in there, but you know,
It's alright.
it's
It's
alright.
alright.
It's alright. But Gotham Knights. Yeah.
It looked
Yeah.
promising.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very different.
Yep. Give it to me. Frigate. Give it
Yep.
to me. Oh, yeah, man. I would love to play as. That was a con to me about Arkham Knight is that we couldn't play a main story with any of the side characters, and now we're getting a whole game where it's just the side characters. And if I start moaning, then everyone's gonna be like, "What do you want then?"
Hard.
But I love Nightwing. I love Red Hood. I like Tim Drake. Barbara Gordon's pretty cool. I don't hate her. Give me that game. We saw Barbara Gordon ride around on a motorbike. Are they all gonna have motorbikes? Cool, whatever.
The-
Yeah, sweet as.
The way they explained it is like there's a leveling up system where you can customize all your armor but they all have 4 unique different styles, so that should be
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know how, because games that have multiple main characters sometimes don't work.
Mm,
Like one of the characters are going to feel a bit undeveloped, and that's my only concern with it.
mm,
I feel like they should have just picked one character. That's just
yeah.
me.
I agree
Like-
with Bernard in the comments. He says Nightwing is the main reason. I love Nightwing, bro. I can't wait to play as him.
Nightwing's
Definitely, Nightwing's awesome. He was brought up by the Bats. He'll have all first-hand knowledge of what Bats can do, of Batman's everything. Yeah, he would kick ass. The con that I see straight off the bat is that it's just gonna be a wash, rinse, and repeat of go here, beat up these dudes, go there, beat up these dudes. Is this gonna be repetitive, but just a different skin on it with different characters? Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
It could get repetitive real quick. That's a little small nitpick, like the smallest red flag I have about this game. But other than that, it could be cool. They got co-op now, which they've never had. Which me and you could link up and shotgun not Batgirl.
Okay, shotgun Nightwing.
Shit. And we could take out Mr. Freeze together or whatever. That sounds pretty cool. I'm not like a
It
huge
does.
multiplayer dude, but
I'm neither.
playing like a main story with someone else sounds dope. I'm just not like a huge multiplayer lover. It's not my forte.
Yeah, I agree with Bernard. He's got in the comments. I hope it's not mandatory to play with other people. That's the only thing.
I
Like,
don't think it is. I think from what I've heard, you can play solo or co-op,
Yeah.
But then if you got other characters around you as AI, are they going to be good? Are they going to be annoying? Are they going to get in the way? I don't know.
I-
The traversal in these games are always good. The skins look good. The graphics look alright. Look good. I'm not complaining about none of that. It's just little red flag of is it going to be a wash, rinse, repeat every single mission?
Yeah. That's my only concern. But the look of the game, I kind of like. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Just from
Me
the
too.
gameplay footage, and they showed gameplay because they didn't with Suicide Squad. I was a bit ticked off with it.
And that game's coming out in 2022, 3? Did it
Uh,
say
so-
22 or 23?
Which game?
Kill the Justice League, Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Then they
somewhere
said
around there.
2022 or 20. I was like, bro, why are you showing this trailer now then?
A bit too early.
That's a bit too early, but it's 2 years away.
Yeah.
Shit.
And
TJ,
3. Yo.
I'm gonna end this broadcast. I'll
Yep.
bring you in about 5 minutes. I'll set up a thumbnail, and we'll go live again and do some DC fandom sheet. You keen?
All right. Yo.
All right.
Goes to
To
Tsushima
everyone in the
Island.
chat, thank you all for coming. We greatly appreciated. We stayed around about an hour and a half. Oh, shit. Damn.
Hour and
That's a good
21
chat.
minutes.
But thank you everyone for coming. I gotta do this dumb part. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, click like, and hit the notification bell to get notified when I put up more videos. There's my shameless plug on my channel. Fuck, I got my own channel. TJ, do you want to plug something before we wrap this up?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, and TJ and Hoodie on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Go check
Yep.
us out.
Yep.
Hoodie HURI. TJ and Hoodie. Ciao.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Thank you everyone. See you soon. Ciao, bye.